I just got this new Insta360 X4. They set me up with one of these cameras and what I'm shooting this on, which is the Ace Pro. In this video, I am going to do a quick unboxing, and then I'm going to walk you through what I've been using to make, I think, some of the best cycling onboard videos so far. So I'll walk you through how to do the overlay, what video editors I use, and then how to mount it on the bike. All the processes for making really cool, like 360 on bike camera footage that I've been using in a bunch of races. So hope you enjoy. Let's look at the unboxing. Hi, I just got a new camera. I've been using these GoPros. I'm shooting on a GoPro Hero 11 right now, but this company Insta360 reached out and they sent me some awesome cameras. Okay, we have a fast charge hub, SD memory cards, an Insta360 Ace Pro. I'm gonna shoot as much of this video as possible on this. I've been using this at Chicago recently. Insta360 X4 action camera. It's got some pretty cool features. Sent me the bike bundle too. Let's first jump into the Insta360 Ace Pro. Okay. Whoa, that looks great. Got a little box. It's pretty big. The screen flips up too. Wow, that is sweet. Yeah, so it's got a little front screen. Not sure what the mounting is. Ooh, nice. Oh, it looks like a different kind of mount. That is pretty cool. I'm not sure why they did this. We'll have to look into it. It's kind of magnetic too. Huh. And then we have a suction mount. Ooh, stickers. 1.3 inch sensor is pretty big, which just means you get better pictures. Let's switch to this camera. All right, first start up here. And we get the app. Connect to the camera. First thing I notice from this camera is that we have very fast touchscreen capability. Excellently quick. Let's see if we can get some footage. Let's look at the other camera. The Insta360 X4. There's two 4K very wide angle cameras in here, and I shot some of Chicago Grit on one of these guys. Happy to get one of my own. Thank you, Jeff Lender, for sending me the one for me to borrow. Let's look at this thing. Wow, good packaging. This packaging is hefty. These cameras are pretty big, but it beats having a front and rear GoPro, so that's pretty nice. They also come with, here's the battery here. Pretty nice. And then the SD card goes just right in there. So we'll slap an SD card in it. Using this at Chicago was super easy. It is a quarter turn mount, interestingly enough. If you want to learn how to mount this from Jeff, he's got an awesome video on probably the best way to mount this camera, which is kind of at an angle underneath your handlebars. 360 footage is a lot to edit with, but I feel like it actually gives you probably the best perspective that you can get from a camera. Okay, comes with a thermo grip cover that goes over top here. Ooh, we've got some lens covers. That's cool. I also asked them to send me one of these fast charge hubs. These are super helpful when you're doing crit stage races or just general filming back-to-back days. The battery in this camera actually has lasted me really well for the Chicago races. That is nice. So, the last thing they sent me here was a bike bundle. So in the bike bundle, oh, that is super heavy duty mounting equipment. Handlebar mount, 360 mount there, able to be turned around. Some other smaller mounts, and a camera mount for the bottom, along with a chest ring. So I got all of that awesome stuff And I'm excited to make some more videos with these cameras, probably for cyclocross now that cross season is coming around the corner. But I'm going to show you how I've been mounting it to my road bike. So it mounts under the handlebars. NorCal did a really great video on how to mount this camera, and you have to use this little quarter turn mount with a separate screw so it locks in really well and doesn't twist around. And then you definitely want to use fiber grip underneath the like the GoPro mounting tabs to keep it from bouncing down. They also sent me this other mount that has some really good adjustability. It's got like 2 arms on it that are both like a rotating ball, which is pretty cool. And I'll be using this for more on bike review style footage because it mounts it a lot closer to you, probably not in races, but it gives you this pretty unique and I think pretty good perspective of the rider and what's happening in front of them. You can see Lucius here riding with this mount attached. I'm really excited for all this footage. It's going to be excellent. But now I'm going to break down how you get from race with your mount on, get the raw footage, break it down into like a good race footage. So first you want to get Divinci Resolve, which is a free software you can find online. I'll put the link to that software in the description. Makes editing pretty comprehensively, very easily, professionally, but there are plenty of videos on how to do that. The other software you want to get is this Insta360 Studio, which comes with the Insta360 cameras, and this uses the files from the Insta360 camera. So you put those files onto your computer and then you bring them into the Insta360 Studio. You can pan around really easily with this software. You can see the same footage of Lucius riding his cross bike with this mount on. This software I think is made a little bit more for mobile right now. It does have a plugin for Adobe Premiere, which is another editing software, but for now, Divinci Resolve, it's a little more clunky to do. So you get this footage, and then you're going to want to have the direction lock and stabilization on with that. The rest of the settings you can pretty much leave the same, and then you're going to want to export it through the Insta360 software. So you hit that export button on the bottom right, and then export the 360-degree video. You can change it. We'll just change this file to Insta360. And then the rest of the settings, you want H.264, which is an MP4 file. Bitrate can be 60 to 100. And then you go ahead and hit the export button. That usually takes overnight for a full crit race. In the morning, I usually put it into Divinci, create like a proxy file, and then just drop it into the timeline. Once you drop it into the timeline, it does have some weird settings on it. So you get a plugin called Karta VR. You can download that. There's a link in the description to it. And then you want to download Karta VR into Divinci. There will be a video on how to get that as well. And then you drop that over your file in Divinci. And that allows you to see this footage in like a non-funky way once you drop Karta VR on. So with the timeline settings, you also want to make sure you stretch the image to fit, and that will prevent the big black circles at the top and the bottom of the footage. This Karta VR plugin is really useful if you're using Divinci, which is a free software. Premiere is a paid software. But yeah, make sure you do the stretch to fit and then drop that Karta VR plugin, which you can find over in your effects tab. Again, there's a more in-depth video of that and how to use that. But we're going to get more into like a cycling specific editing here. So now that you've got Karta VR in there, you can play around in the effects tab on the top right with your yaw, so you can look side to side on the camera, and then panning, you can look up and down. I usually set the field of view to 0.48, and then I just set it to look forward when I'm doing race videos. And then if anything happens in the race, you can use keyframing effects, which are these little dots on the right side, and then you can keyframe. You can start and then pause it, and then whenever you move with these sliders, that'll be where it's at the next time. Play around with those, you'll figure them out, but in the end, you'll get footage that when you go back, it'll smoothly transition in between those different point of views that you've selected, which I think is really awesome, very immersive for cycling videos, and probably gives you like the best cycling video you can get with all these keyframings, Karta VR, and Divinci Resolve. Again, all those links will be in the description for you to find those. So now you've got your cycling video, you've got the ability to change perspectives, and you've got the 360 camera all put into Divinci Resolve, but you want some overlays. We're going to walk through how to get these overlays. The software that I use is called Dashware, and it's an older software that GoPro developed. You can get the software from Softpedia. I'll put that link in the description. It's a little iffy, so I also put the software up on my website, National Raccoon Association. That link will be in the description too, but you can download it just off of that. It's Dashware 1.9. That's the one that I found works the best. 1.7 is available, but I think you want 1.9, which is the newest software. So using Dashware, you're going to open it up, and then you're going to have to make a new project, but I've got all these old projects. I usually just open an old project and use that as a template. You're also going to want in the video, you're either going to want a longer video, so maybe that MP4 360 file that you just made of the whole race, drop that into there, and then take your file from Strava using the Sauce app, install the Sauce app on Strava, and then you want to export the TCX file from Strava, and I'll put up a little link to the Sauce app as well. So you get that TCX file and drop that into the data file. Once you do that, you can make a green screen. So this is just a 4K green screen. You just want to put in whatever size your footage is. If you're using 1080p or 4K, make a green screen, and then you can make all these little widgets. There's a toolbox of gauges as well, but I've just created my own. One nice feature of Dashware is that you can make all your own little widgets in there, and you can put power, heart rate, change it as much as you like. Once you're done with all of that, you want to sync it up in the top right as well. So sync that to your footage, and then you can create the video. Usually these take about 3.5 hours to render, so something I also start overnight after my race, just to let my computer render all of this stuff. Next, you take that file, and you want to put that green screen file over top of your footage, and then you want to sync them up. But before you can sync them up, oftentimes I find it's best to go ahead and key out the green screen. So in Divinci, you go into your OpenFX tabs over in the effects toolbox on the left. So go into OpenFX, and then you want to search for 3D keyer, and then you drag and drop that 3D keyer on top of your Dashware file. Then you open the FX overlay. This will help you see everything. Hit the little dropper and then drop right on that. Then despill, which just makes everything a little bit clearer and less green. And now you have an overlay, which you can sync up to your current race video. Nice and easy. So that was pretty much the basics on how to make a video file with 3D. These Insta360 cameras are really cool. There's a lot of steps to this, and Divinci Resolve is kind of a professional editing software, but you can make very cool videos off of this. Premiere also has a plug-in. Insta360's got some good stuff going on with these cameras. I think my footage has really amped up a level. If you want to buy one of these cameras, I do have a link in the description, either for this one or for the Ace Pro that I'm shooting on here, which is more of a like vlogging style camera, which I'm really excited to keep using. I think it's making pretty good footage. So thank you, Insta360, and I hope you all enjoyed this. All those links are down in the description, and thanks for watching. See ya.